So in this video, I'm going to show you my 5 favorite Atari 2600 games of all time. But real quick, let me just clarify a couple of things. First, I'm playing these Atari games on a Raspberry Pi with RetroPie. If you want to learn how to set one of these up yourself, go check out this video I made from the Network Chuck channel. Now second, the Atari controller only has a joystick and one single button. So keep that in mind. You can really play with any controller of your choosing. Even a keyboard won't be bad at all. And third and final thing, the Atari does have these little difficulty switches on the console itself, and these can be switched to change certain things about certain games. I will be explaining these to you as we get to them. Alright, first up, Adventure. This game is prominently featured in Ready Player One. It was designed by Warren Robinett, and it turns out he made a pretty fun game. So when you first boot up the game, you're going to notice this number 1. Let me make sure this is visible. But yeah, you'll notice the green number 1 with a purple border. So what's going on here? So with a lot of Atari games, something really important to keep in mind, once you first boot up the game, it's going to ask you to choose a level or choose a difficulty. They called it choose a game. So on a lot of Atari box art, you'll see 9 games inside, 3 games inside. That's what it's talking about. So here, if I just hit select, I can cycle through 1, 2, and 3. That's all Adventure has. Some games might have more. But let's start with number 1 because that's kind of the tutorial level. So I'll hit start. And we're playing. So the goal of Adventure is to get the enchanted chalice to the golden castle. So this is the golden castle right here. Let's pick up the key and head inside. Alright, and looks like we have an arrow. So this is actually a sword that we can use to slay dragons. Let's pick it up. You can only hold one item at a time, by the way. So you can kind of trail them like this if you're brave. But okay, let's take this sword and see if we can slay some dragons. Oh, here's one. Perfect. And these dragons will not come back to life. So now we have the black key, but I'm going to stick with the sword for now just because I think there might be another dragon in our path. Oh. Oh my gosh. Alright, we did it. So right here, we actually just saw one of the difficulty switches in action, because the left difficulty switch controls whether or not the dragons will hesitate before they eat you. By the way, the right difficulty switch controls whether or not the dragon runs away from your sword. We've got a bit of a maze here. Alright, found the black castle. Let's set the key aside. And here it is, the enchanted chalice. Let's take it back to the golden castle. And there we go. So if I hit select, I can go back to the game selection screen. And level 2, this is the full game. This is the main story game. It's way bigger. There's more enemies, more items. Super fun. Highly recommend you try it. Number 3 is basically just a randomizer mode. So it's pretty much the same as 2, except the objects aren't in fixed locations. So it gives it some replayability value. But okay, that's it for Adventure. Let's move on to the next game. Our second game on the list is Enduro. Enduro is a racing game designed by Larry Miller, and it is an endurance race simulator where the racers drive for days on end. So when we first boot up the game, we'll just see this gameplay demo happening, and Enduro doesn't have any alternate games to choose, it's just the one, so we can hit start. So basically, you don't want to go too fast because you will just crash into everyone like that. And you can see that number at the bottom there represents how many cars I've passed. If I can pass 200, then I'll get to the next stage. But the really exciting part of this game comes in whenever the environment starts changing. Let's see if I can get there. Oh, crashed again. Oh, alright, I crashed again right as soon as it changed. But whenever I passed around 50 cars, now we're in the snow. And it looks like I cannot move as much in the snow. But yeah, there are several different environments that you will race through. And that is just such a cool feature. It's not really that interesting of a game, but it is a fun little time waster. And it is pretty difficult to master. You can see I've crashed like 5 or 6 times. But anyway, that's pretty much all there is to Enduro. There's several more environments. It can rain, it can turn to night. In fact, it looks like we have a sunrise here, maybe a sunset. Anyway, I won't spoil all of it. I'll let you try it out for yourself. So let's move on to the next game. For number 3, I have H.E.R.O. Okay, this is actually my favorite game on this list. In fact, I'd probably say this is the greatest game on the Atari. It was designed by John Van Ryzen, and you play as this guy with a helicopter backpack who's traveling through this mine saving people. Honestly, you're really not going to understand how fun this game is until you try it yourself, but let me show it to you. So once you boot up the game, you see this live demo, and you can actually choose your game while the live demo is happening. So you can see we can pick 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's all the same game, except 5 is the randomizer mode. But 1 through 4, they just advance you to further points in the game. So we'll just start from number 1. So if we hit up, then we can fly around. You do have to hold up for a minute. The controls do take a little bit of getting used to, but they're pretty fun once you get used to them. And if we hit the 1 button, we can shoot lasers. But that's not getting us anywhere, so we actually need to lay down a bomb. You can see the bombs down at the bottom of the screen here. To lay a bomb, you just press down. Make sure you run out of the way or else you will lose a life. And let's jump down the hall. Alright, we got 1 spider to kill. Easy. And we saved the pedestrian. He's not really a pedestrian, he's just he's a victim. Anyway, level 2. So this game has 20 levels, and they get longer and longer and more difficult. So this one already, we got some more monsters, and we saved the guy again. I love the sound of those bombs getting the extra points. So okay, this is the crux of the game, right? You can see we have 2 paths. The one on the left has a spider in the hole. There's no way to go through that path without getting hurt and losing a life. But we could do that if, for instance, we were out of bombs and there's no way for me to take this other path. Then I could sacrifice a life to still beat the level. But in this case, I have a bomb. We'll just go this way. Every 20,000 points you get, you unlock a new life. I could play this for hours. And I have. And a little snake. Dude, I'm a professional. And I just got an achievement. RetroPie gives you retro achievements, which makes the games so much more fun. Anyway, that's all in the video. So you beat the game by passing level 20. If you want to complete the game, you can get 1 million points. I'm not making that up. If you get 1 million points, the game will just stop. And I think it mentions it in the manual too. It says that if you can get to 1 million points, you've beaten the game. And level 6, that's where I'll stop. There are so many more levels. You have to try this game. But it's time to move on to our next game. So the original Pitfall was designed by David Crane, and it had a super sweet commercial featuring Jack Black's first acting role.
Surrounded by giant scorpions and man-eating crocodiles.
But its sequel was also designed by David Crane, and this game takes Pitfall in a completely new direction. Let me show you. So this game also just has the 1 game mode. Alright, let me turn this up so you can hear it. Guys, you do not realize how insane it is that this game has a full 4-part orchestra soundtrack. You did not see that on any Atari games. But it gets better. Let's give it a try. Alright, so this hole looks pretty dangerous, right? I should probably jump over it, or maybe not! Oh yeah, you can swim in this Pitfall. No more dying on the super annoying alligator jumps. No. Alright, finally some dry land. Oh, scorpion. So this game does not use a live system or a continue system. Instead, it uses checkpoints. There are these little crosses, these red crosses on the ground. They even make a sound effect. I mean, come on. They have a 4-part orchestra and they still use sound effects. That is just awesome. But anyway, let me show you what happens when I die. So if I just hit this frog, for instance. Oh yeah, no need for save states on this one. You have a bunch of checkpoints. It's great. So yeah, it's kind of the same Pitfall you know and love, except you can go up and down, you can swim, there's new monsters, there's awesome music, and there's checkpoints. So you don't have to start the game all over from scratch whenever you die. Oh my gosh. Alright, well that's enough Pitfall too. And for our last game, I've got something special. One of the very first survival horror games ever, Haunted House. This game was designed by James Andreasen. Definitely not pronouncing that right. Its gameplay is notoriously difficult to understand. But that's why I'm here. I'm going to explain it to you. Don't worry. In this game, you play as a literal pair of eyes, and the goal of the game is to collect 3 pieces of a magic urn. Each piece is placed randomly somewhere inside this mansion, with 4 floors and 6 rooms each. So let's pop open the game and see what we got. So right off the bat, if we start hitting select, you will see an overwhelming 9 game modes. We'll go over all those later. Let's just start with number 1. And by the way, you can already move your controller around, and you can see the eyes move, which is pretty sweet. So all right, number 1, let's get started. So if I press the button, it lights a match. You have an unlimited number of matches, so use them willy-nilly. And this is what we call a staircase. So let's go upstairs. So you can see this little number at the bottom. Right now it's the number 2. That represents what floor we're on. And again, there are 4 different floors. Oh, I just found the magic scepter. So that will make me completely invincible to enemies while I carry it. You have to carry some other items, and you can only carry 1 at a time. But it's a very good one to find first, because now I don't have to stress out about going around the mansion. Oh, case in point. Alright, so you can't light a match while there's another enemy in the room. Keep that in mind. But yeah, this looks like it is a piece of the chalice. I can tell because it's so glowy. So I'm going to make a mental note of where it's at, and I'm going to come back to it later. So let's go upstairs again. Floor 3. Oh, there's another piece. Floor 4. So this is a tarantula, but it can't hurt me because I have the scepter. Oh, and there's a ghost. So those are all 3 enemies. You have tarantulas, bats, and ghosts. By the way, you can turn off the lightning by switching the left difficulty switch from B to A. But I like it. It adds some atmosphere. All right, let's keep looking for this last piece. Oh, and there it is. So now that I know where all the pieces are, I can grab them all. But I have to be careful not to get hit by any of these enemies. So let's see if I can do it. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I just died. Okay, I kind of panicked. I'm going to try one more time. So first things first, I got to find that scepter because without it, I am in harm. Wow. I immediately just found 2 of the pieces. Oh, and here's the third one. Okay, so this time I got extremely lucky and they were all right next. I just hit restart. Oh, okay. This is another thing you need to know about the Atari. The start and restart button are the same button. So you do not accidentally hit start while you're playing because you will restart the whole game. Ah, the worst feature ever, not to have those be 2 separate buttons. But all right, let's go over a few of these different game modes. So if we go to game mode 2 and hit start, you'll immediately notice all the walls disappeared. Of course, if you light a match, you can kind of see them. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. There are doors now, but we still just get the scepter, and then we search for the 3 pieces of the urn. Let's see if I can do it. There it is. Now I just got to return to the entrance. Come on. All right, I made it. Like, what is that? The Halloween motif? It's kind of funny. But okay, there's 7 other game modes. I'm not going to play them. I'm just going to tell you what they do really fast. So game 3 has a key and locked doors, and the key opens up every door. So it's basically the same as level 2. Level 4, same exact story, except you'll have to find the key. The key won't just be given to you. Level 5, the exact same as level 4, except there's 2 more tarantulas in the mansion, so a little bit harder. Level 6, all the creatures can chase you from room to room, rather than just the ghost. And the ghosts can travel through locked doors. Level 7, bats become OP, and they can send whatever item you're holding to a random room on a random floor of the mansion. In level 8, monsters move faster, and the scepter will not protect you from the ghost. And finally, level 9, a totally different layout of locked doors and staircases, and all 5 of the creatures can chase you from locked room to locked room. And that's the last game on our list. Well, my list. Let me know what your favorite Atari games are. And let me know if you try any of these ones out. Have a nice day.